I've been in CloudToken now for just over 2 weeks, and I want to go back over the last 2 weeks and see how much it's paying. Do I think it was worth it? And generally just reassess how CloudToken is progressing. So if I look at my spreadsheet here over the last 2 weeks, on the 26th of May, I deposited roughly $580 into the Jarvis AI bot. But there was a bug and the Bitcoin payments weren't showing up. So 3 days later, they fixed the bug and the Jarvis AI bot says that since the 29th of May, my deposit is available. So I lost 3 days there. Now, that's not a lot, but I wanted them to resolve that. I sent them an email and I asked them to compensate for those 3 days, i.e. give me payouts for those 3 days, because I missed two types of payments. I missed the direct payments for the $580 I had in there. I also missed commission payments for those 3 days. Now, it's going to be a small amount of money, but the principle was I wanted that resolved. It has not been resolved. In fact, my emails were ignored, and I also used the internal feedback feature in the app and never heard anything back from there either. So they have a few bugs. Now, I understand with a new app, especially one as complex as this in the background, that you can have bugs. But if things are all resolved in the end, that's okay. Just depends how long it takes to be resolved and whether they are actually resolved. So I'll wait for that to happen. Now, Ronald I did mention a few days ago that anybody with missing payments, not to worry, that the issue would be fixed. So that's reassuring. Now, my first payment was on the 30th of May, and at that time, the CTO value was 39 cents. So I got 4.5 tokens that day. And as the days go by, the value of CTO rises to 40, then 41, and currently at 42. So the idea is that a lot of people are expecting this token value to rise to the very high dollar amount, $100 kind of thing. And if it does, then all of these early payments will be dramatically increased in value. So there's two ways of looking at it. One is you can take your token values at the end of the month or each day, whatever you want, and cash them out for Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever is your flavor, and withdraw. And then you're getting a regular payment. Or you sit on these tokens if you believe in the platform and the technology, and you wait for them to appreciate to a specific value in your head, and then you sell them. So there's two different strategies. So as you can see, the token starts to go down to 3.5, where it started at 4.5. Now that's partly because the price of Bitcoin went down and partly because the CTO value started to rise, but mostly because the value of Bitcoin went down. But as you can see here, I had 3 days when I had 0 payments. You only get commission payments if your current investment value is over $500. Now mine was, so that wasn't the issue here. Anyway, so I've emailed them about this issue as well and have not heard anything back. Now, this issue here about Ronald I being arrogant and tyrannical, I'll deal with that in a few minutes. So we get to day 14. With these 14 payments here, I'm only looking at these. I'm trying to reflect how if you don't sign up anybody else and you're just investing just on your own. So with these first 14 days, sorry, I should say 14 days. So after 14 days, I had 53 tokens. So that's the total of these here. And at the time, they were 41 cents. So those tokens at that time were worth roughly $21. And if I divide that by the 14 days, it works out at roughly $1.50 per day. And that's roughly $45 a month, which works out to 8% per month at the moment. So it's still a pretty good return. And my Bitcoin that I've invested, nothing's changed with that. That's still sitting there. And that money could easily be sitting in my own wallet. It's now sitting in the AI bot making profit. So I like the principle of that. So in summary, there's a few little bugs going on. The main payments I've had no problems with. The share payments I have a problem with. But the other thing I have a problem with is something that Ronald I said. So let's move on to that. Now here is one post that Ronald I made on Facebook that I found quite disturbing. So let me read you what he said. He said, "Thank you, Ravinder Pal Singh, sponsor, for contributing 1,000 CTOs, that's their coin, to a new charity fund that we set up just for lazy sponsors like you. Because you failed to explain to Ravinder on how the affiliate program works, we will fine you 1,000 CTOs, which we will be donating to charity. P.S. Don't worry, we have already helped you explained to Ravinder on what are qualified accounts and what is needed in order to get payout, group payout and community payout. This is a warning to all lazy sponsors. If any of your downline come asking me questions, I will really set up a fund charity, starting today, the 8th of June. Maybe I should do the same for those that ask me to reset passwords, but find the members themselves instead of the sponsors. Now, I don't know if he actually did this, but the threat of doing that really disturbed me because there's a few problems with this. It sounds like a tyrannical ruler. You know, there's no customer service in this. I've got 40 odd people signed up under me. I can explain things through videos. I can reach out to those people, explain things. But if one of those people doesn't understand what I've said because of language, because of how I explained it, because of their ability to process information, whatever, if they then go and ask a question to Ronald I, does that mean I get fined? Now, in fairness, there does sound to be a little bit of comedy in how he wrote this, because he says, I will really set up a fund for charity. My guess is that he hasn't actually done it. But the fact that he threatens to do it, I mean, maybe it's a joke, I don't know. But when I went through the rest of the Facebook messages in relation to this, there were so many people who were going thumbs up, yeah, great attitude and all this kind of rubbish. I don't understand how people can react positively to that. I think it's a disgraceful way to treat customers. Now, I actually really like CloudToken, but I don't like bad customer service. I think this is a terrible way to react to people's questions. Everyone will have questions. If people are asking questions, then you need to make it clearer. One guy actually responded to this message saying, so where is this information? And Ronald I replied to him saying, it's up to you to go and find it. It's a very, very arrogant approach, very anti-customer service. So I don't like that. So the other point is, when I get profits of CTO tokens into my wallet, I absolutely don't expect those tokens to be able to disappear for someone else to take them out of my wallet. That completely goes against the principles of the blockchain and the concept of a wallet. If someone's able to take them out of my wallet, then it's not decentralized. That's a bit of a red flag for me. So this is the risk assessment I gave them previously, which was low, sort of towards the middle lower part of low. And because of poor customer service, important bugs like missing payments, yet to be resolved, continued poor support, threats from the CTO to fine people for asking questions, and it could be a joke, so I'm trying to give him a bit of leeway on that. And because of the potential threat there to remove tokens from people, that suggests that it can be done. So that means one day you've got a certain amount of tokens in your wallet, and the next day it could be reduced by the company at a whim, and that's totally unacceptable. So I'm changing the risk from low to medium, and I'm also lowering their support rating. Not much, but it was already bad. But on the positive side, I still think CTO can be great. I think the concept is great, and I do believe it's going to be a very good earner. So I'm personally happy to continue to invest, but I want to be transparent with you guys, and I am a little wary of the behavior of the CTO. Now, I want to show you some things in the app. If I go into projects, Jarvis AI, so under BTC, it says I've got 0.072 and the current value of that is $624. Now, if I go back and go into levels, and then I go into my partners. So that value at the top there, amount USD 624, that was the same value as we saw on Jarvis. So if you ever want to see what's the current value of my investment to make sure it's over $500 so you can receive referral commissions, you can either look in here or go directly into the Jarvis AI bot. Sorry, some of the numbers in here I'm going to be obscuring in the video for privacy of the people. So at the moment, if I scroll down, I've got 43 people referred here, which isn't bad for 2 weeks. And if I go into performance, so the group amount there, which is 3,180. Now I've added up all of the figures, and that 3,180 includes what I have invested. So if you want to work out how much your share payments are and to see if they're accurate, the calculation is you first subtract the value that you have in here. So in my case, 624, I would subtract that from the 3180, and then I would do my calculation on the remainder, and that would give me my share payments. And I've checked that and it works out correctly. So the other thing is, so if I look at the CTO entry here, so it's just updated itself at 1342, which is correct, the current time. The current value is 42 cents, nearly 43. So the total value of my tokens, so I've got 185 tokens and their total value is currently $79. If I go into there, I can see the transaction history. So I've just clicked on the CTO entry. So for each day, it shows your payout. So today's the 15th of June and I got 3.26 CTOs as a direct payout based upon my $624. And based upon the referrals, I got 13.7 in commission. So each day I'm getting two payments. One is the payout, which is directly based upon my investment, and the share returns is based upon the commissions. So you can see here on the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th, I only had direct payouts, no commissions. Okay, so that's just a quick look at the app. This feedback feature in here, I tried this, I've sent the messages, I never had a reply. Okay, that's a quick look at the app. So, in summary, at the end of those first 14 days, what do I think? Do I still want to invest in CloudToken? Do I want to pull my money out? Well, one important rule change they're bringing in is they're no longer going to have this penalty for withdrawing. So currently, there's between 8 and 10% penalty if you want to withdraw your original investment within the first 30 days. They're removing that, which is great. They're constantly updating the app. Every few days there's a new update. So I know these guys are working hard behind the scenes. They've opened physical offices in multiple places around the world. They are busy expanding and building on the CloudToken platform. So yes, I'm still keen to invest in here, but there's a few things I don't like, as I've already highlighted. So I've lowered the risk to medium, but that's my opinion. You guys can look at this information and decide they're high risk or low risk or whatever you want to decide. This is just my opinion. So I'm looking forward to see at the end of 1 month with these guys what the overall percentage gain I've had, whether my issues with missing payments have been resolved, and where the company stands at that point. All right, take care, guys.